Great. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for coming. This is for BDIC, a major where students design their own major. I'm Rebecca Schwartz. I'm the Chief Academic Advisor and Associate Director for the program. So BDIC is a unique major on campus for students who are highly motivated and self-directed. And it gives them the opportunity to design their own major. I love this slide because that is my son, who was a BDIC student, which is how I originally found out about the program. And I have the perspective of a parent whose child went through the program. Actually was a lifesaver for him. He was unhappy with his current major, discovered BDIC, and just flourished and had loved what he did his last 2 years at college. So BDIC allows students to pursue their own academic goals. If there is the campus does not offer a major that your student is interested in doing and they have an idea of what they want to study, that's why they would come to BDIC. You can earn a BA or a BS. You still have to fulfill all the general university requirements as you do with any major on campus. And you can enroll into BDIC as a primary or secondary major. Now, when I bring that up, that's very confusing for people. What's the difference between primary and secondary? Primary majors typically have larger credit load of courses, and you take certain upper level kind of gen eds within that major. Secondary majors have less credits, and you don't have to fulfill certain requirements that primaries have. A secondary major is not on your diploma, but it is on your official transcript. Students can do primaries or secondaries at the same time. We do not offer BDIC as a minor or a certificate. Students cannot enroll directly into BDIC as incoming freshmen. They have to apply to the program and have completed at least one semester of college. To enroll into BDIC, it's a multi-step process. Hi, you're fine. So admission is based upon a student who has completed or are enrolled in at least 12 credits and have a 2.5 GPA. First semester freshmen can apply to start their second semester. Although I often recommend students wait for their sophomore year unless they're film studies, and then it's the perfect time to start as a second semester freshman. The application, we ask you to tell us what your educational goals are, what you want to do, come up with a title. It obviously does not have to be all set in stone or refined. It's a growing process. Students don't necessarily know exactly what they want to do. They just know they have a direction they want to pursue. And we work with students to figure that out. Once accepted, they take this proposal writing course where they really look at all their goals, career opportunities, create their college curriculum of courses. Once that's all been approved, meets all the university guidelines, then they can enroll into the major and declare it as their major. Over a span of 4 semesters minimum, students could take courses towards BDIC from all these different ways. They can take regular university courses, you can do internships, you can do independent studies, you can do study abroad, or you can take 5 college courses. Because the student is designing their curriculum, they really are telling us what courses they want to take to build their major. We just make sure they meet the guidelines, their upper level, all of that, and then we will review them and approve them, and the student can count those. Study abroad is a great option. Students can use all their courses towards BDIC if they are relevant and meet the guidelines. Same with any of these other options. all the pictures of students and the titles under them are their concentrations or the majors they created through BDIC. I have a few examples of past students, and this gives you an idea of the concentration title that they made and the different departments on campus that they drew their coursework from. BDIC is interdisciplinary. Students have to take courses from a minimum of 3 different departments. They have to meet all the prerequisites and all the requirements to take those upper level courses in different departments. And no student is the same because they are all drawing from different departments, different courses, and everyone has kind of a unique background and idea of what they want to study. So as an example, the fashion studies student, she went on, she wanted to create her own, she wanted to open her own shop selling clothing, used clothing, upscaling clothes and all that. The ecology and conservation biology student, he ended up doing study abroad in Iceland and went back for graduate school. Public policy, he found a job in New York working for also an arts policy organization. Some more students. So film studies, this student actually started out in computer science and decided he wanted to do film and drew from all these courses. Foundations of Health course, she was a pre-health, pre-med student, went on to do a 4+1 in public health, and actually graduated with 2 majors, which is called a dual degree, in public health and BDIC. We are an advising intensive program. Students, we really track students very closely. They work with the academic chief advisor, which is me. All students find a faculty advisor on campus who really works kind of as a mentor. We also have faculty advisors within the program, and then they work with peer advisors. BDIC also has a dedicated career services counselor, and she works with students from day 1 when they enroll into the program until graduation with all sorts of career services, support, resumes, internships, looking for jobs, things like that. She is dedicated specifically to BDIC. She has a lot of knowledge because she works with students across every area of study you could imagine and careers. So if you are interested in this path, the key is to start at UMass, into whatever department you've been accepted, start taking courses. You have your whole slew of gen eds you would be taking. You don't need to race into BDIC. I would say once you're on campus, then you come and talk to a peer advisor, and you can meet with me and just start to get an idea about what you want to do, how feasible it is, what kind of courses you should be taking. But I really recommend that, you don't have to race into it. You can apply your sophomore year. So you could wait till the end of your freshman year and apply to BDIC, to the proposal course, start your first semester sophomore year. You can apply as a rising junior. You just have to, we have the 4-semester requirement, so we typically, sophomores and rising juniors are the bulk of the students that join our program. So you have to be on campus first, find out about us, come talk to us, and you do have time to some degree. You just want to make sure that you're planning your academics properly for when you wish to apply to the program. And that's kind of my spiel right now. I do have a peer advisor with me from film studies. This is Kiefer. and he is going to just talk a minute about what his process was, why he came to film studies, and what he's doing, and then I'll open up the floor to questions.
Happy to see some familiar faces from downstairs a few minutes ago. Rebecca covered all the basic stuff, all the basic information, so I get to talk about the fun stuff, which is what I've done. So I came into BDIC my junior year, and I was an English major beforehand, and you find that's a lot of the experience that BDIC majors come in with is they found their way, they applied to the school under one major, and then over time they kind of found, okay, this doesn't exactly fit what I want to do, so I'm going to find something that fits it better. And for me and for a lot of other students, BDIC is the solution to that, because it lets you take what you want to take, and that's not something that's offered very frequently, and not something that's familiar to students that are coming in who are used to high school courses and the way that's curated. So for me, I was able to join. I could just handpick all the film studies courses I wanted to take. I even had access to Eisenberg courses, which is pretty incredible because it's one of the top business schools and it's incredibly competitive to get into. And you're allowed to take up to 4 courses through them. So you just have a lot of options. It allows you to fill out what you want to do, which is a huge selling point. I've appreciated that it lets you be as specific as you want your degree to be, or as broad. Within film studies, I've seen students who just want to go into screenwriting, for example, and they don't want to edit, they don't want to produce anything, they just want to write the script. And we have had curriculums that suit that. You take our screenwriting courses, you take English courses, creative writing courses, or we have students that come in like myself that came in with a very broad approach, where you're like, okay, I like writing, but I also want to hold the camera, and I want to make the movies, and I want to edit. So you can kind of fit it how you want it to in that sense as well, where you might not know exactly what you want to do, or you know exactly what it is, and you just gung-ho towards that, and that's what you're going to do. So more so than most other departments, I'd say you're allowed autonomy as a student. You go out, you pick your own courses, you make your own connections, and you figure out what you want to do, which is something you don't get anywhere else. I am able to take questions if anybody has any. I am film studies related, focused, but I can answer questions if students have other interests in BDIC or just want to hear more questions about the program.
So does anyone have questions?
So personally, if you didn't take this path, what would have been the closest major for you to take?
For Kiefer?
Yes.
What was the question?
So if you didn't take this path,
Yeah.
what would have been the closest major offered here that would have fulfilled you?
Probably
And what was it that didn't fulfill you?
Yeah, so the closest related we have without film studies being titled film studies is the communications department.
What would you have done?
For me, I probably would have just stayed in the English department and figured something out with writing. I always knew that was what I wanted to do, but I didn't know exactly how, right? So through BDIC, I found, okay, screenwriting is what seems to be for me, but I probably would have just been taking a very broad approach to writing and not being as specific, not really a clear intent, so definitely not the same place I'm in right now.
And everything Kiefer says about film is actually very relevant for non-film students. Students may have a very strong interest, say, in legal studies, but they want to explore other options. Like they want to look at international processes or sustainability issues. They want to draw more into it than just the straight-out curriculum that's offered within the major. And so they seek out BDSC for that because it's for them, it's more personal and more comprehensive.
On career days, employers are coming in. Do these companies get confused on, like, when you're looking for a job or an internship? Are they confused about the major, or is it better fit? Because I see the whole roundedness of the
Right.
program, but sometimes employers are looking for something certain.
Right. So the questions about career days, like how do students present themselves? So our students can go to different career fairs. They go to Eisenberg fairs if they kind of have a business relevant curriculum. The difference that I have heard from our students is they go to, like, I had this one student went to an interview and people were all in a room. What did you major in? This. What did you do with that? she took 5 minutes to talk about what she did, and she showed that she was excited about what she did. She had a story. It was intriguing. People asked questions. So it really brings a story to what you did, and the fact that you also went out of your way to pursue that. It really says something about who you are. I have people, employers are not scared off by that. They're either going to love it, or, if you're applying for a job as an accountant, maybe it's not the right, maybe, but if it's a specific, say it's a company doing environmental work and you study sustainability and accounting, then yes, it's like you're the perfect fit. So, the difference is, different schools will have an employer who hires lots of those students out of that college. Our students tend to go to a lot of one-offs because they are so focused and specific about what they want to do that they seek out, all these unique places. We're not just all, science or math or history. But the employment and grad school numbers for our students are the same as all UMass. Yeah. Yes.
If UMass offers certification and a minor in something but not a major in it, can I still make a BDIC major in it?
So the question is about certifications and minors in addition to majors. Absolutely. You have to have a primary major. You can have a secondary major. You can do a certificate and you can do a minor. Minors are typically consist of 5 classes. Certificates, how many are in the film?
The film certificate is 6 courses.
6 courses. So they different, number of courses. Students can do as many as they want. I mean, they just have to, the one issue I see is a student will be like working on all these certificates and minors, and I'm like, well, you're not fulfilling your major requirements. So it's really a matter of them just, staying a little focused, but you can do as many as you want. I have a lot of students, most of the predominantly the BDIC students are primary majors, but we have, a lot of the secondary majors tend to be, we have a big fashion cohort, so we'll tend to have a lot of Eisenberg students who want to focus on fashion, so they'll do fashion as a secondary major. You can kind of, it's your education, you can make the choice how you want to manage your degrees. You can change, you can add, you just have to make sure you do it in time and fulfill the requirements so you can graduate. Let me start with her and then.
So each major has requirements of like the course you need, or how does that work with like this path?
Sure, so the question's about core requirements. So every student at UMass has to do their gen eds and university requirements, as do BDIC students. The difference is with the curriculum. So every major has their set curriculum. They tell you what classes you need to take. You check off the list, take your classes, and you're done. For BDIC students, everyone's curriculum is unique, and the student creates that curriculum. That is done during the proposal writing course, which is why students can't enroll into BDIC right away. We want you to create your curriculum, and then once it's approved, then you can enroll into the major, because we have to make sure you're doing something that can work. So the curriculum is composed of 12 upper level courses, so 300 level courses that are 3 credits, 3 different departments minimum, and you can only have 4 courses from any one major. If you want more than 4 courses in that major, you should be in that major, basically. That's our philosophy. We are interdisciplinary. You can take courses from 12 different departments, but the issue is you need prerequisite courses to take upper level courses. So it's hard to have taken on the prereqs for like 12 different upper level courses. So the difference is that you are designing that curriculum. And there's flexibility, it changes. Students' curriculums change all the time. They either are open to new ideas, they found a course they wanted to pursue more, they do study abroad. I mean, there's, but it all is tracked very closely and stays in our guidelines. Did you have a question?
I wanted to know if there was any connection with the 4+1 with BDIC.
So with 4+1s, there's a lot of 4+1s offered on campus. Anyone can do them. I mean, we have students who do 4+1s. You have to talk to the +1 about that. I think the general rules are that if you do any of the +1 coursework prior to graduating, they will, you can only share 2 of those courses with your undergraduate major. But that also, you have to really talk to the +1, but anyone can do a +1. We have a lot of students who do +1s.
Sorry, it's supposed to.
Oh, so a 1-year master,
Okay, that's what I thought.
a master, so you continue on for 1 more year. Yeah. Any more questions? Yes.
I'm just curious, if you're trying to do this, say, in your sophomore year, you're trying to make some kind of map. But certain courses might be kind of unpredictable, kind of when they're offered or if they get canceled. So how does that work with?
Right, so course availability, and how does that work? Typically freshmen are working on like gen eds, prereqs, things like that. Assuming they're taking and there's a lot of different courses they can take to fulfill all these gen eds. The hope is that you're taking one in areas of interest, you can usually find them. Courses tend to be offered on either every semester or every spring or every fall or every other year. So students have to be flexible. They may see a course when they're doing the proposal writing course that they want to take, and maybe it's not offered, or maybe they don't get into it because preference is given to majors to get into courses. Even majors don't get into their department's courses. So students learn to be very flexible. They run around, they look for courses, and they take what is available. I think students are typically very happy with the courses they get. Maybe there's sometimes pleasant surprises, or they just get into the courses they want. I was really impressed with the students this semester. They got courses in areas I never thought they would. So it's not set in stone. It definitely changes. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to pivot, and you have to be willing to kind of advocate for yourself to get into classes. If you want a major that's laid out for you, do not do BDIC. Anyone else? So when you come to UMass, and congratulations, it's great. Kiefer loves it. He's a fan. And this is something you think you're interested in, you should just Google us, find our website, come in, talk to us. We have a whole team of peer advisors. They're all BDIC students. Talk to them, talk about what you want to do. Meet with me. I'll tell you, I can help you even choose your courses before you even apply to BDIC. If it's something you want to do, I can help you frame your education to work towards that. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you.